Hi, I'm Alex. Welcome to our team3 world. When you can read this visual text normally, have you ever thought about how we see? 看空 vidimo 我们怎么看 Here is the group member of our team, Alex, Kaimen, Rose, Hannah, and Cornelia. We are going to reduce the inequalities, which is the 10th SDG. The first one, we are going to promote some integration regardless of age, gender, disability, race, region, economic, or other status. And we are also going to eliminate discrimination and make some tangible actions as well. So actually, in China, we have so many visually impaired. And in Shanghai, about 100,000, some of them take public transport every day. For example, the metro. So, here we see the first news, some barrier-free facilities in Shanghai are too awkward. Now we can also see some behaviors, which is quite awkward as well. This is our events. And what's the patterns? It's obvious that the barrier-free facilities didn't help, and some citizens, they quite feel curious about the visually impaired. And when we talk about structure, the needs of visually impaired are ignored. We think that our citizens and the designers of nature, they lack a little bit understanding and empathy for the visually impaired. We need to make some change. So, who can make change? The citizens? Of course. However, we think that Shanghai Metro.
Shanghai Metro basically provides metro-related service, and it is obliged to spread the city's culture and values to citizens via its advertising boards. Since it is a government holding company and 66% of its equity belongs to the city's administration. And Shanghai Metro has its own social media called Metropolis, but it is rarely used by the public despite its metro entry function. As most companies under the management of public sector, Shanghai Metro's stereotype is hard to break, and it is not flexible to some internal changes due to the management structure. And it is willing to enhance the image of city administration, as well as witness increasing visually impaired friendly behaviors taking place in the metro. So here, we are going to introduce a quite promising organization, Bottle Dream. Bottle Dream is a B Corp with 180 million followers all over the world, and is always dedicated to inspire more young generations to transform into change makers. With a super high score in the B Corp level, Bottle Dream is willing to design the way it links with the public. And here is the service and products boundary. For example, it provides online co-creations and generates videos and articles as well as super fun and cool offline activities. It only provides creative strategies and solutions to its clients, but also social media-driven content. Bottle Dream is quite good at transforming citizens' stereotype of the rigid public sector, and as a role of connector, it can help the inflexible Shanghai Metro to connect more outside stakeholders. As a game creator, Bottle Dream's employees are super young and energetic designers and change makers, which aim to turn awareness to real action. When we put the customer segment and value proposition together, we try to find the match. Fortunately, what Shanghai Metro demands perfectly match what Bottle Dream is good at. So now we only have 2 stakeholders, but we still need to put everything together into a more systematic thinking. So next, we need to talk about our stakeholder map.
For our stakeholder, besides the mentioned Shanghai Metro and Bottle Dream, Metro passengers are crucial in this system. These 3 components make up the inner circle of stakeholder. The first part, Shanghai Metro, is a stable state-owned enterprise directly led by the government. The most important resources of Bottle Dream are its followers, staffs, and WeChat platform. It also has close cooperation with some social organizations and media platform. And the third part, the passengers, can post information and participate in some online activities through platforms such as WeChat and Weibo. So what can we do based on these stakeholders? From Metro perspective, how might we help the Shanghai Metro to arouse the awareness of the visually impaired in a way that can reach more people? And from the passenger perspective, how might we make them become true change makers on the issue? And finally, from the visually impaired perspective, how might we break the inherent unequal relationship and let them feel treated equally? According to these 3 points, we hope to provide Shanghai Metro with a marketing strategy to raise public awareness and acceptance of the visually impaired. And by opening communication channels between Metro, the visually impaired, and the public, we can make visible behavioral and facility changes and reduce the inherent cognitive inequalities. We can innovate from 3 aspects based on the operating model of Bottle Dream. Firstly, it would be a meaning-driven innovation to change the public's mental model through transformational social actions. Secondly, we can collect user data through a digital platform to improve our service. Thirdly, we can collect problems of Shanghai Metro through user participation, using a crowdsourcing model to enhance the relationship between the company and its customers. So here comes our project, How We See.
How We See is a social inclusiveness action for the visually impaired on Shanghai Metro. People can participate in it through 4 touching points: the WeChat post, the Metro gift card, the Metro station aids, and the social media. To start the action, we will publicize the information through WeChat posts. Here you can firstly understand what is visually impaired by clicking on the image. Next, you get when and where the social action will happen. And last, you can know how to make a change. If you can make some small action, like retweeting our post, you can get a very cool Metro gift card at the Metro station. We call it the unreadable Metro card because the information on both sides are made of braille. The front page is a question, "May I help you?" and the back page is a portrait, and you can scan the QR code for the translation. Also, on the 15th October, we will put up posters at Metro station to encourage more people to participate in the action. Our poster simulates the vision of 5 kinds of visually impaired and raises the question, how we see. So, how can you make a change to help them? You can post the picture of any place you find in the metro that is not friendly to the visually impaired through social media. Then, the metro company or other change makers will improve the design based on these posts and give you feedback. At the end of every year, we will display the activity achievements through Metro Aid Board. It could show the importance Shanghai Metro attached to visually impaired people and keep the activity alive. It will show the most discussed improvements and the statistics.
The special How We See social action Shanghai Metro provide to the passengers have 3-stage: trigger, interact, and feedback. At the first stage, special Metro card and poster service as trigger to arouse the curiosity of passenger. At the second stage, we use social media as a channel for Bottle Dream and Shanghai Metro to collect feedback through user engagement. At the last stage, Shanghai Metro provide feedback to users on how they are improving their facility or the other parts related to the visually impaired.
The system started as a collaboration between Shanghai Metro and Bottle Dream. The target user get front-end information, participated in this activity, and will take photos and upload the information and facility that they find in the metro that are detrimental to the visual impaired, punch in the Weibo or WeChat, and all this information will feed back to the metro company, who will filter the information and then improve it. The improved facility and phenomenon are reposted to the social action several touch points. Alas, there are still some challenges in this system. First, because it is a public interest activity, it doesn't have a closed loop for financial flow. Second, it may lack of a mechanism for long-term operation. Third, thinking patterns are difficult to change in a short period of time and require long-term influence and motivation. Fourth, failure to design product to help the visual impaired from a technological point of view. 5. There may be new business model that will drive business from all sectors of society to join in the effort to care of the visual impaired. And that's all our project. Thanks for watching.